Winnecke County has been hit hard by the pandemic over the past couple of weeks. Tasked with overseeing the most densely populated community in the tri-state, Evansville Mayor Lloyd Winnecke joins us this morning. Thank you for your time, Mr. Mayor.
My pleasure. Good morning, Tom.
We'll get you up here in just a second. Visually, there you are. Handsome as ever on this Wednesday morning. All right, Winnecke County health officials are awaiting more guidance from the Indiana State Department of Health. Now, the county is in the orange when it comes to a risk level for COVID-19. That includes a blanket of restrictions for businesses and events, all of this just ahead of the heavy travel holiday with Thanksgiving next week. I wanted to ask you, would there be a blanket of additional layers of restrictions or guidance put in place by your administration in the coming weeks?
You know, so we're certainly considering it. What that might be, we don't know. We continue to monitor the data on a daily basis. Just yesterday, I had a conversation with officials at the state to see how they can come in, and as was referenced in Tyler's story about how they can come in and support the enforcement efforts of our local health department. We look forward to coordinating that effort in the next day or so. So, you know, we're really, pleading now as much as ever for people to make good decisions. I mean, it just doesn't seem right that government should be the single answer to get us out of this. People have to make good individual decisions, and we're asking people to do that right now.
Well, one of the biggest nights for bars occurs next Wednesday. It's kind of a homecoming for a lot of college students or other people from outside the area as they come home for the holidays. And that Wednesday before Thanksgiving gets rather packed inside some of those bars. Do you have any concerns about next week?
Absolutely, we do. We have great concern. And what we're asking people to do, not just about the night before Thanksgiving, but the entire holiday, is, let's make smart decisions. Let's not make emotional decisions. Is this the time you need to see your old high school pal? Is this the time that you need to invite the neighbors down the street for Thanksgiving dinner in addition to just the people who live in your house? I would argue that this is not the year to do that. So we ask people to make smart, informed decisions based on the prevalence of the virus in the community and not emotional decisions.
Now we'll change gears here a bit. On Tuesday, the Downtown Evansville Development Corporation and Domo Development announced that Evansville's tallest building is going to be tumbling down sometime soon, the 420 Main Building, as it's known, and the Sycamore Building are in development to be torn down. Now, it wasn't the original plan for that building. What led to the changes of these plans, and how do you think these buildings will shape the look of downtown Evansville?
Well, certainly it's disappointing that our tallest building and the tallest building in a 120-mile radius will be imploded. But the fact of the matter is, once the Domo Group officially took ownership and got in, you can only do so much due diligence on property before you take ownership. Once they took ownership, they really got in and determined that the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing infrastructure of the building were well beyond repurposing. And all of a sudden, what was a difficult capital stack, or the means by which the project would be funded, was getting tougher and tougher. So there was a gap of funding that was just really obviously insurmountable. So the development organization, in cooperation with the city, decided it was best to pivot and do a development for the entire block, acquire the Sycamore Building, which has also been vacant for many years, and do a two building development on that block, a 6-story building and a 4-story building. The initial renderings are really very attractive, and we think will be add great vibrancy to downtown.
And I know you're very in tune to these traditions we have here in our city. You've been the mayor here for more than 8 years now. Several annual traditions now have been canceled in order to help protect people from coronavirus. Now, we have the event that's outside of your mayor's office, the lighting of our Christmas tree in downtown Evansville. That's going to be streamed live, so we're still going to have that. Tell us about that virtual-only ceremony this year.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, they're all tough. I mean, if you run an event, I don't care if it's a run walk or a garage sale or whatever, it's sort of an annual event for your faith community, your neighborhood association, or your civic group. It's tough to make calls on canceling or changing the format of an event, and this falls into that category. We usually have, probably 100 people or so for the tree lighting. We've decided, based on the governor's executive order, limiting crowds to 50, that this is the year that we need to be virtual. So we want to lead by example. We need to make smart decisions. So this will be streamed live on our Facebook page. Beginning at 5 o'clock, we'll light the tree a little bit after 5. But you know, we have to lead by example, and this is one way we can do it.
And that happens this Thursday, just after 5 o'clock at the Civic Center. And I know Thanksgiving is next week. We want to thank you. I know you're going to make some sacrifices yourself for this holiday, but I hope you enjoy it just the same.
My pleasure, Tommy. Thanks, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your viewers.